Welcome to Wisconsin.Golf. Our Wisconsin.Golf conversation this week is with Piercen Hunt. Nice enough to join us here at the Legend at Brandy Book here in Wales. And Piercen, you've got a fun and exciting event coming up, the Wisconsin Cup at Whistling Straits, a fundraiser. Mac Fund is the benefactor. Tell us a little bit about the event.
Yeah, so the event was kind of a little bit my brainchild, a little bit some work with the AJGA. They have a program called Leadership Links where junior golfers can kind of just start fundraising and start learning that aspect of life where giving back is something that I've done through high school with the Mac Fund event that Arrowhead hosts, and I wanted to kind of extend that beyond just high school stuff and start taking some of that responsibility on in my own life. So I reached out to some people I know from the AJGA, and we got to work on it kind of late in 2018, and last year was our first year. The tournament gives back, like you said, to the Mac Fund, but we also give back to the Wisconsin Junior PGA Foundation, which has had a huge impact on me and almost every single player who's in the tournament. They play those events in the summer. And then there's also some proceeds that go to the AJGA's ACE grant, which is responsible for providing funding for travel and tournament fees for some players who might not have the means to do that on the national stage.
Now, Piercen, you're able to do what maybe very few people are able to do. You've got Whistling Straits, both courses over 2 days. How did you do that, and what is the format that you're using that allows you guys to play that course?
Yeah, we had some great work. The AJGA is super helpful. Mike Belowski from the Mac Fund, he's a good friend, and he was also extremely important in helping secure the dates and locations. And we were very fortunate last year to get to play the Straits course the first day and the Irish course the second day for our event. And we normally work on a 4-ball format the first day and a singles match the second day. And we're lucky again to get that same setup this year on the 3rd and 4th of July, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be nice to kind of have the 4th of July as our end date. Last year it was a couple days later, and I think that'll be really fun for a lot of the players. They'll get to enjoy some golf, enjoy being with friends, and competition is just kind of starting back up, so it'll be nice to have kind of a little bit looser of a competition. The play doesn't mean as much. It's really about the fundraising, and then they can go enjoy the 4th of July.
You have so many great junior golfers here in Wisconsin that you've competed against. They've helped shape you. You're really giving back to them by allowing a lot of them to play in this event. Tell us a little bit about who, the number of kids that'll be competing, and where they come from.
Yeah, so last year we had 20 players in the field, 2 teams of 10. We do a Ryder Cup style format, and this year we actually increased it to 24 teams of 12. Myself, I'm the captain of what I've deemed Team Illinois because of where I'm going this fall, and Cameron Huss, who's going to UW-Madison this fall, is the captain of Team Wisconsin. So it'll be fun. Each team will have 2 different colors. Team Illinois will be orange and blue, and Team Wisconsin will be red and white. The players are mostly from Wisconsin. This year we actually extended the field a little bit. We have a few players from Minnesota and a couple from Illinois who will join us, and I'm really excited about that prospect, getting to kind of bring in a lot of the players in the Midwest. It's a group of guys who I've gotten to know a lot better over the last couple of years, and I'm really excited to share with those guys this year what I started last year.
You've obviously played Whistling Straits a number of times. What's the most exciting part about playing the one course that will be at this point as we record this still hosting the Ryder Cup this fall, and the other course that's been a heavy very popular, sells out every year for the junior tour?
Yeah, I actually didn't get to play Whistling until the event last year, and so that was really exciting for me. There was kind of a little bit of personal nostalgia linked to it, and obviously a bunch of excitement with the Ryder Cup coming here this fall, hopefully. But yeah, it was just it was kind of surreal. You got to kind of walk, and the fact that we're playing a Ryder Cup style, we get 4-ball matches and single matches. I think it makes it even that little bit more special to kind of go through and think about it how you're playing it, and then in a few months' time everyone who got to play last year and everyone who will play this year, they can kind of look back and as they're watching on TV or maybe even in person, they can say, I hit it there, I made a putt there to win my match. It'll be pretty special, I think.
Anything else about the event that you'd like to tell people about? Is there a place that people can help out with donations to support some of the players that are helping to raise money for those causes?
Yeah, so every individual player in the tournament has their own personalized web page. You just have to go to the AJGA website and go to the leadership links, and then you can search for the junior's name on there, and you can make a donation there. There's also a general link for the event where donations can be made. You can make a one-time donation of any amount you want to go to any player or the tournament, or you could decide to do a birdie sponsor. So for every birdie a player makes in the event, you could donate $5 or $10 and say they made 10 birdies. That'd be a lot. The courses are tough, but if they made 10 birdies and you did 10 a hole, then you'd donate $100. So there's a couple different ways that you can do it, and I think it'll, this year's total, we're actually already over last year's total 2 weeks before the event. So, and donations will continue to be available well after the event as well, just in case the word reaches someone late or, I know there's some tough times going on for some people right now still. So, but yeah, no, we're really excited about being able to give back, and there's a bunch of ways that can happen.
So just go on the internet and Google American Junior Golf Association, click on the links there, and you'll find your opportunity to help Piercen and his friends support a great event. Piercen, as we segue into some other topics about golf, this week has been spent by a lot of people in retrospect to what could have and would have been. I know the last couple of days people have been talking to me about it would have been day 1 or day 2 of the state high school tournament, and for you it would have been deep into the Western Junior Championship, which you were going to make your priority here this particular week of your schedule. How disappointed were you when that got canceled? And I know it's there's been a little bit of time since all these things have been first on the books and then off. But how do you feel about things right now? As in what would have been tournament week?
Obviously, I was a little disappointed. Getting a chance to defend any tournament is really special, and one of the caliber of the Western Junior, that would have meant a lot. But I completely support the Western.Golf Association's decision. I think it was the right one, given all the stuff that happened in the last 2 months. They really couldn't have been able to determine if they were going to be able to play a championship that large, with players coming from all over the country, and some even from out of the U.S. So it makes sense. There's a bunch of tournaments on my schedule that have been canceled well beyond this week. So I have no hard feelings about it, and I hope that in 2021 they can host a great championship, and there's still a lot of stuff. I'm still in touch with everyone at the WGA, and we've actually kind of been in works about some media stuff, just looking back on the 2019 Western Junior. But as for the rest of the summer, the Western Am is on my schedule, and I'm really looking forward to going down to Cricket Stick and having a chance down there.
And you mentioned some others got canceled. What's been off? What have you had to adjust? Have you added events? How have you juggled this? The aftermath of the COVID-19 cancellations.
Yeah, there was a couple tournaments. The Trans-Miss Am, which was going to be up in Minnesota, that was canceled, and then just some other tournaments trying to qualify for the U.S. Am. A shot at the U.S. Junior. This year I was going to give U.S. Opens a shot. So it was kind of just a mix of different tournaments that. They were a lot of the qualifiers or a lot of the dates just didn't line up, and again, the USGA, they made, I think, mostly proper decisions in canceling a lot of their championships and all the qualifying, because that the process takes a lot of work to go through, and there's a lot of steps that are hindered by the COVID-19 situation. So my schedule's become pretty limited. I had a tournament last week, and I just have the Southern Am, the Western Am, and then hopefully the State Open, as long as I don't have to be on campus at Illinois too early for that.
Sure. So you'll miss the State Amateur because it conflicts with which of those?
It's the same week as the Western Am, so I think that'll be pretty unfortunate. I was really looking forward to Milwaukee Country Club this year, and I think a lot of the guys were. But the Western Am's an event that I really want to take a few cracks at that one, and that's a good event to keep on my schedule, I think.
And like you said, assuming that you, the Piercen Hunt fan club here at the Legend at Brandybrook, and actually that was Emily Lauterbach's mom. Yep. So you guys, she's probably the president of your fan club, right?
Maybe. Yep.
And so, do you feel you're going to be where you want to be then, going off to Champaign in the fall? And what do we know about the college golf situation right now? What is Coach Small telling you?
Right now, golf hasn't had much communication regarding specifics. I feel like my schedule will help me. The tournaments that I have, they're pretty big ones, and it'll keep me staying competitive. Every 2-3 weeks have a big tournament. I think it's pretty similar to kind of what you do when you're at school. You have a tournament like every 2 weeks. So I think that'll be nice. And then getting on campus. Right now we're scheduled to be on campus with the student body, the golf team. So that date's looking mid-late August. And as far as tournaments go, we don't really know any specifics. We haven't been able to release the schedule just because some teams and some courses don't know if they'll even be able to host anything. So there's still some stuff up in the air, but we're hopeful that there's going to be a good season and that we can compete and work towards making a run at NCAAs.
As far as one of the big controversies, or in wake of COVID-19, is the extra eligibility and its impact on rosters. Any impact at all at Illinois? And what will the roster look like that you're walking into versus what you thought you'd be walking into?
Yeah, so we actually were supposed to have 3 players graduate this past spring, and 2 of them are choosing to take the extra year and come back. So that's actually really exciting. They're guys that I got to know really well on visits. They're guys that I've gotten along with really well. So having them part of the team and being able to learn from them for a year is something that I'm actually going to, I think it's a positive really for me, for the program, for everyone else on the team. And so this year will be 10 this fall, which is, I think that's a good number. Coach Small likes to keep the team like his name, pretty small. I think it'll be a good number. It'll make qualifying competitive. It'll make practices good. We can split up in even numbers or do different team things, and it's little things like that Coach Small likes to see with his program. That I think that's the reason why we have so much success.
The domino effect, though, of extra eligibility is immense for the classes that are coming in this year, and then especially recruiting-wise for the next 3 or 4. For you, I'm sure you're being given a chance to qualify for the team, and I mean, there's no talk of because so many are coming back that let's just hold off on the freshmen coming in and competing right away. And I guess it goes to the redshirt question. Would you ever consider that, because you don't have COVID eligibility to get that 5th year at this point, and for most of the kids coming in, you want to get in and out in 4 years. Would a 5th year be something that you would entertain at any point, or at this point, are you going after a spot in that roster and looking to do business as usual? I'm
just going in there, guns a-blazing. I'm gonna try and make the lineup, see how well I can make it, and I definitely believe in myself and my abilities, and I believe in the abilities of all my teammates. And we'll see where it takes us, but I feel hopeful that I can make the roster and compete with all those guys. I've got to play with them in the past on visits or just competing against them in different tournaments, and I think it'll be a good squad to foster competitiveness, and I think we have a pretty good chance at having a great season.
And Piercen, to kind of circle back to your Wisconsin Cup coming up here on the 3rd and the 4th up at Whistling Straits, one of the reasons it's been successful is, a lot of the kids your age in Wisconsin have looked up to you through the years, and a lot that are following you in the next, 3 or 4 classes, do the same. And what can you tell them about, maybe especially given how competitive it's going to be trying to get where you're going this fall at that level, but anywhere in college golf over the next few years with so many kids on rosters. I don't know if we've ever had this many available golfers. You're talking about upwards of 5, 6, maybe even a 7th-year kid if there was an injury involved that could be playing college golf this year. What advice do you have for kids that are coming up through the ranks in terms of getting to where they want to go?
Well, in terms of recruiting, just when you're talking to a coach or if coach is watching you play, it's not like they're going to judge you based off one little thing. Just be yourself on the golf course as a person. The coach is going to appreciate that 100 times more than if you're trying to act all professional on the golf course and be someone you're not. They want to see what you are and who you are, and make their evaluations from there. At the end of the day, at the time that you're being recruited, you're maybe a 15 to an 18-year-old, and there's a lot of things that'll change, and the coach understands that. So just be yourself. The coach will appreciate that way more, and just have fun with golf. It's a game. That's something I've had to teach myself a lot more over the last few years. There's times where I just get kind of worn out just on practicing too much, or I have a few like a couple bad weeks where I haven't been able to shoot a decent round even, and it's a game that it'll definitely take its toll on you if you let it. So just enjoy it. There's far more important things in life, especially that's become increasingly evident with everything that's gone on the last few months. So just enjoy it, love it, and that's the reason you play and the reason you have the dreams to go play college golf and maybe even beyond.
And just to piggyback on that, your event is one of the beneficiaries, as you said, is the Wisconsin PGA Junior Foundation. Was there an event that was a favorite of yours, and or an event that you felt really shaped you as a competitive golfer?
I think probably my favorite event was the cup matches, actually, our little Ryder Cup that we play against the guys from Minnesota. That was something that I always loved having on the schedule. I'm a big fan of match play. I like being able to go out there, play aggressively, make some birdies, and just kind of freewheel it a little bit more. And so getting to play those formats the last few years has been something that was really fun for me, and that's, again, a little bit why I'm super excited to share with some of those guys from out of state, what we've tried to start here, and I think in the future it's going to grow to be a really good event. And you talked about the younger players coming up. It's definitely going to be something that I'll stay involved with, and it'll be fun to kind of watch the event grow and see where it leads to.
Well, Piercen, good luck with the event at Whistling Straits. I know we'll hope for good weather and hope for a wind that what blows everything down. Downwind. What's the easiest way to play Whistling Straits? Is no wind is probably the best, but if you get any breeze, those holes get tricky, don't they?
Yeah, it's I think there's 8 holes on the lake, like right on the lake, but you can see it from just about anywhere. And when the wind whips off there, I remember last year. It was only blowing about 10 or 15, but God, it was tough for sure.
Well, hey, good luck and appreciate the time here on Wisconsin.Golf. That's Piercen Hunt, our Wisconsin.Golf conversation this week.